You're listening to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. I'm Ananda Leeke, your Thriving Mindfully coach and podcast host. I'm also an artist, an author, a human design doula, and an interfaith reverend. The Thriving Mindfully podcast is a heart-centered, digital sacred space that I created to inspire and empower you to be present, well, and the real you. Tune into the latest conversation I've been having with myself and others about nurturing, transforming, and celebrating our lives, relationships, and career. Hey everybody, I'm sitting in my kitchen and I'm thinking about how today is Good Friday, April the 7th, 2023. And it's the number 7 and the fact that it's a Good Friday and it's a little cloudy in DC and it's given the vibe of slow down and offer yourself freedom today. Be soft as fuck with yourself, Ananda. That's what I keep hearing. Those are the vibes that I keep getting. And in sitting with myself in my softness, if you will, a couple of things came to me in prayer and meditation. The number 7 was big. I was reminded that it has been 7 years since I started using this phrase, thriving mindfully. I remember in 2016, I was sitting in a workshop at a conference and we were talking about branding as entrepreneurs. And one of the exercises was to come up with a short elevator pitch that discussed what you did. And at the time, I was really struggling with how do I incorporate my spirituality, my creativity, my coaching and mindfulness and self-care, and leave room for growth. And so as I sat there and journaled, 2 words kept coming up: thriving mindfully. And part of the exercise that weekend during that conference was to start to build a community around what was coming up. And so I chose a podcast, the Thriving Mindfully podcast, and a Facebook group. And 2 years later, I decided to create in partnership with Kikratome CBDT, a local business in my U Street neighborhood. Groovy people, love E, Kai, Gigi, and the whole team there. We decided to create a Mindful Monday meditation class to help us deal with distractions like the sounds you're hearing from the sirens, the distractions in our minds with the thoughts, the distractions of what's happening in society, all of these changes in our relationships, the sensations in the body, the changes in the body, you get it, the distractions. And so we created Mindful Monday meditation series. And every Monday we held community space for folks to come and meditate. And we did that up until March of 2020 when the pandemic shut everything down. I don't need to go into that. I think you all know what happened because we've all lived in it and are still living through it in different versions of what's happening. We ended up making a decision not to host any more of those sessions. And I made a decision very quickly in March of 2020 to bring everything online. I had already started doing some events online, but I hustled and put everything online, resources, classes, brought all of my coaching online, everything. And from there, we rocked and we rolled, and it became the Thriving Mindfully Academy as well as the Thriving Mindfully Resource Network. I want to stop and direct you to the Thriving Mindfully resources so that you can go and look at it. If you're like me, sometimes you may want to go and check things out. That's the beauty of a podcast. You can pause it and then click and go look at something and come back. So go to www.thrivingmindfully.net to learn about the Thriving Mindfully Academy. It's an online education platform and membership site that is geared to helping you be present, well, and the real you in your life, relationships, and career. So go check it out. If you've got questions, reach out to me. You can send me an email or you can DM me on social media. You can get my information by going to anandaleeke.com or simply go to ananda@anandaleeke.com and email me. I'm Ananda Leeke on all social media. So got that out the way in case you need the information right now. So anyway, fast forward to now, 2023. With the support of Key Kratom CBDT, I decided to bring in-person events back into the space, and we've partnered to host Soft as Fuck Sundays, which is a sacred space for folks to come and meditate, reflect, journal, draw, express themselves, set intentions, and share in a safe space. During the Soft as Fuck Sundays, you get a sound bath meditation with me. I guide you through some journal prompts. I share some wisdom from the season, from astrology, from numerology, from traditional Chinese medicine. I give it as a buffet for you to consider in taking better care of yourself. And you get to slow down and be with yourself and explore what's happening. And so we do that. We've done it in January, February, and March of 2023. We will continue to do it in April, May, and June. We will take a break in July and August and then come back in September, October, and November. So you can go to anandaleeke.com/soft to get more information. So in leading these sessions and continuing to produce this podcast series, as well as serve clients in the Thriving Mindfully Academy and work with folks one-on-one in my coaching practice, I've been sitting with and marinating on what are we as a community called to be as we move into 2023 and beyond. And it came to me this morning in meditation. We're a movement. 7 years of using this phrase and bringing all of myself, all parts of myself to the Thriving Mindfully community, the creativity, the spirituality, the mindfulness, the self-care, and then even creating space for me to grow and encourage you to grow. All of that is underneath this umbrella, and it's my life work. We're a movement together. We are a movement, and it starts from the inside in our hearts. And this year, I decided to begin to add one-on-one interviews, or I call them conversations, with folks that are living from their hearts. And so that is one thing that we're doing to encourage you to look at Thriving Mindfully as being a part of a movement where you can share, you can learn, you can grow, you can hear other people's wisdom, you can come together at events in DC, you can come online at different events. So we're taking it one step at a time. And in addition to the events, the coaching, the sharing of information, the storytelling, I'm working on special art and music collection, as well as some Thriving Mindfully e-guides that will come out later this year. So stay tuned, stay tuned. My book, my memoir, that will come out in 2024. I'm really clear about that. So I just really wanted to touch base and let you know what's happening as we move into the year 7 of expressing ourselves as Thriving Mindfully. Thriving Mindfully, for me, started 30 plus years ago. I didn't call it that, but it was when I got on a path. And Thriving Mindfully is an approach to being present in your life, being well, and being the real you. The more you get into it, it becomes a path. It becomes a path. And I wanted to share a poem that is going in one of the e-guides, and it's definitely going in my memoir, that talks about the path. It's called The Path. Yeah, isn't that cute? So here we go. It's a short one. Life carries me as I carry it. I walk a path where change is constant. Sometimes it gets messy, overwhelming, and scary. Moments appear and offer learning opportunities that stretch me beyond my wildest imagination. I go within to a place where I can surrender and gain confidence. I come back to the world with greater faith and confidence. With grace and gratitude, I allow my path to unfold. So, I want to invite you to join me in the Thriving Mindfully movement. I have 2 invitations that are donation-based. Give what you can give. If you cannot give, that's okay. In honor of the 7th year of Thriving Mindfully, join me in DC on Saturday, April the 15th, from 9 to 9:30 a.m. in Malcolm X Meridian Hill Park. The lower level is where we're going to meet, right by where the waterfall is. It may or may not be on. We're going to have a meditation, and we're going to start with a mindful moment just to get us grounded, and then a check-in, quick check-in, and then we'll meditate as a community. You can get more information by going to anandaleeke.com/movement. That's right, /movement. If you are not in the DC area, I want to invite you to join me online on April the 17th. It is a Monday at 8 to 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8 to 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a mindful Monday morning meditation via Zoom. You can get more information and register by going to anandaleeke.com/movement. Now, there are other ways that you can join me in community. Go to anandaleeke.com to explore how you can be a part of the Soft as Fuck sessions in DC, that Soft as Fuck Sunday sessions that are coming up. You can look at how you can become a member of the Academy, the Thriving Mindfully Academy, and how we might work together if you are interested in coaching. There are also Ananda commercials after this podcast episode that you'll hear to give you more information, but it's all on my website. I want to talk a little bit about this number 7 and why I'm really going hard on the number 7, and it's Good Friday. So when I started the year, I looked at what does the number 7 mean in numerology, and the central energy for 2023 is all about knowing your inner self. When you add up the numbers in 2023, you have a 2, a 0, a 2, and a 3. Together, they make a 7. 7 offers us wisdom about knowing our inner selves. That means being soft with yourself, slowing down and going on a self-discovery journey with what I like to say are 2 important ingredients: curiosity and compassion. The number 7 wisdom is calling us to develop and use our spiritual practice this year. We can do that by joining the Thriving Mindfully movement. Hint, hint. You can use mindfulness, ancestral medicine, lunar wisdom, astrology, the healing arts like breathwork, meditation, Reiki, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, journaling, human design. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can develop your relationship with your inner self, knowing yourself. That is strengthening and trusting your intuition so that you can discern what you are being called to be and do in your life. It's listening to your body, because your body holds a lot of wisdom. It's being patient and observing what's happening before you take action. So it's Good Friday, April 7th, and we've got the number 7, that numerology wisdom. We've got the 7th year of Thriving Mindfully. And I want to invite you to explore anything that may have come up. You may have got a gut reaction saying, that sounds like it resonates with me. If you want to go deeper, you feel like you want to be a part of the Thriving Mindfully movement, it's open to you at any point in time. All you got to do is follow me on social media at Ananda Leeke. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can read my blog at anandaleeke.com/blog. You can subscribe for email updates at anandaleeke.com. As soon as you go to the website, there's a pop-up with an invitation to subscribe, so you'll get updates and wisdom from me. You can become a member of the Thriving Mindfully Academy, like I mentioned before. Go to anandaleeke.com/academy. You can join me in the Soft as Fuck Sunday events in DC. You can listen to the podcast episodes. You can watch the videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast. There's so many different ways for you to join the movement. I'm just giving you some suggestions. You can also contact me if you feel called to and you're interested in getting one-on-one coaching. All of that information is available on the website, anandaleeke.com. So thank you so much for joining me today. Before I let you go, I want to leave you with an exercise that you can use to go within and connect with your inner self, your intuition, since it's a 7-year and it's inviting us to know our inner selves. Right where you are, take a moment just to notice how the body feels resting on the surface, whether that is the floor, the rug, a bed, a chair, whatever your body is resting on, whether you're seated, laying down, or standing. Just notice how the body feels. Maybe focusing on how the feet feel resting on the surface. And then bringing one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. Maybe massaging the belly area, noticing how it feels. And then bringing that movement up to the hand that is resting on your heart and massaging the heart area. And then taking some deep breaths, starting in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you're breathing in and out, noticing how the breath feels as it moves in and out. Just noticing how it feels in the body. And then tuning into the sound of the breath. And then tuning into the sounds from around where you are. Maybe the sounds in the room, or the sounds that are coming from outside, or maybe the sounds that you hear from this podcast in the background. I'm tuning in and listening to the birds and the traffic. Now, noticing the heart, maybe bringing one or both hands to the heart, connecting with the heartbeat. Knowing that the heart is where you are able to be vulnerable with yourself, able to connect with your inner self. And then taking a moment to thank yourself for slowing down and offering yourself freedom today, just by noticing the breath, noticing the body, noticing the heart, noticing the sounds. Taking one more big breath in and then out. Giving yourself a hug, knowing that anytime you hug yourself for 20 seconds or more, you're activating this combo, the self-care superpower combo of oxytocin, the love hormone, and then serotonin, the feel-good hormone. And together, they reduce the cortisol, the stress hormone in the body, anytime you hug yourself for 20 seconds or more. So you can breathe deeply and hug yourself and practice mindful self-care all in less than a minute. Just taking some deep breaths, sending a message to the body to calm down, and then hugging yourself for 20 seconds or more. And if you want to go deeper, you can take this time to set an intention for how you want to be with your inner self. How you want to be with your inner self. Maybe you want to be aware, you want to tune in, you want to be grateful. Taking a moment to set an intention of how you want to be with your inner self. All of that could happen in a minute. You get 1,440 minutes each and every day. You can take 1 to 3 breaths, hug yourself, and after you finish hugging yourself, continuing to breathe and setting an intention. So with that, I want to invite you to stay connected to me in whatever way that works best for you. Tune into these Ananda commercials that have information on how we could be connected, and I will see you next time. Can you believe that we are in 2023, that we moved through the pandemic in 2020, 2021, 2022? If you're like me, the COVID-19 pandemic changed how you lived, how you communicated, how you learned, how you worked, how you shopped, how you played, how you did business in the world. So much has happened since then. So much continues to happen. One of the best ways that you can move through these changes and more is to remind yourself that you matter, that you're worthy, that you are the most important person in your life. That's right. If you didn't know it, I'm here to tell you. You deserve to make yourself a priority. And one of the ways that you can take action to make yourself a priority is with a retreat. A retreat helps you carve out time and space and take responsibility for yourself. When you take responsibility for yourself, you begin to see your full self. Here's what happens when you get support during a retreat. You have someone like myself to hold space for you, to guide you in giving yourself an opportunity to take responsibility for identifying your vulnerabilities, your challenges, your wins, and your losses, and so much more. A retreat with support can also help you set intentions and create accountability, plans, and shifts and how you choose to show up in your life, your relationships, your career, and your business. If this sounds like something that might be of interest to you, I want to invite you to the spring virtual retreat that I'm offering on 2 days in April. April 18th, which is a Tuesday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then on Saturday, April 22nd, from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Your investment is $43. Now, let me tell you, during the retreat, you're going to have a chance to get grounded with a mindful moment. That's deep breathing and a little mindful movement. I'm only inviting you to move your body in the way that works best for you. Also, during the retreat, you'll be able to identify the areas that you need to take responsibility for in your life during the spring season, because spring starts in March, and we have April, May, and June until we get to the first day of summer, the summer solstice, to explore how you can take responsibility for those areas in your life that are calling you now. You're going to get some support on how to take responsibility for yourself through wisdom that I'm pulling from you in an activity that is going to get you to contact your internal wisdom. You may get that internal wisdom from your higher power, from your ancestors. I'm going to share some wisdom about the season of spring, the moon, and astrology. Not saying that you have to take any of that in, but I'm giving it as a buffet of ways for you to take responsibility. You're going to experience a mini sound bath meditation performed by yours truly that will help you open your heart to embrace the fresh starts of the spring season, the new beginnings that spring brings. You're also going to participate in an intention setting and action planning series of exercises that invite you to reflect, to journal, and to draw. I'm asking folks to dress comfortably during this virtual retreat, to bring their favorite pens, pencils, colored pencils, crayons, magic marker, and paper to draw on if you feel like you might draw, and also a snack, because we'll be together for 90 minutes. A Zoom video link will be emailed to you once you register for the online retreat. You can go to anandaleeke.com/retreat to get more details. I will see you in the spring virtual retreat. This year, I'm hosting the Soft as Fuck Sundays. It is sacred space for meditation, reflection, journaling, intention setting, and community sharing in a safe space on April 30th, May 21st, June 25th, September 24th, October 29th, and November 19th from 2 to 3 p.m. at Key Kratom CBDT, 1517 U Street, Northwest in D.C. Your investment is $23. You can get more information by going to anandaleeke.com/soft. One of the ways that I've been able to prepare myself and to take action from a grounded place in my body, in my breath, in my life is through human design. Human design is an amazing self-empowerment, and it's IN-POWERMENT, empowerment, because it's from the inside out. It's a self-empowerment and self-discovery tool that was introduced to me in 2021 through a coaching experience. And over the past 2 years, I have experimented with it and integrated it into my life, my relationships, and my career and my business. And it is a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong experiment. I am now bringing it into a space where I'm offering it to folks like you to support you in preparing yourself and taking action in your life, your relationships, and your career and business. It marries my thriving mindfully, heart-centered approach to being present well in the real you. And I use it with my coaching clients. I use it with the Thriving Mindfully Academy members. And now I want to invite you to explore it with me as your human design doula. In human design, you are called to give birth, if you will, to yourself, the real you. And we do that every single day. We do it every single moment. We get 1,440 minutes each and every day. And in each minute, you're birthing yourself. I mean, you're always changing. You're always growing. And so in order to navigate that process, I'm here acting as a doula, someone who can midwife you through this experience, help you understand what human design is based on where you are in your life, help you take the parts of human design that resonate with you the most, because at different times different things resonate with us, and help you understand it, help you see how you can use it as a tool to connect with your own body's awareness and wisdom. If you're interested, I want to invite you to visit my website. Go to anandaleeke.com/human design to learn more about how we can work together. I offer 2 types of readings. There's a basic reading, and then there's a more advanced reading once you have an understanding of human design. Check it out. There's also a video that walks you through my own human design experience and gives you some basic information about human design. There are other podcast episodes for the Thriving Mindfully podcast that you can check out. Just go to anandaleeke.com/podcast, or wherever you find this podcast, you can look and see in the archive the human design episodes. So I look forward to connecting with you more about human design. Thanks for tuning in to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. If you're ready to be inspired and empowered with my coaching support, join me in the Thriving Mindfully Academy. Visit anandaleeke.com/academy. Now, if you're ready to dive deeper and move past your comfort zone with my one-on-one coaching program, book a discovery call with me today. Visit anandaleeke.com. If you need something juicy to read, check out my 3 mindfulness books: Love's Troubadours, a self-love and yoga-inspired novel; That Which Awakens Me, a mindful creativity memoir; and Digital Sisterhood, a mindful technology memoir. Go to anandaleeke.com/books. All of my books are available on Amazon.com. Well, that about wraps us up. And as I always like to say, may we all continue to embrace thriving mindfully in everything that we think, feel, say, and do. See you next time.